Hi, everyone. Dr. Elizabeth Bonet here. Dr. Liz, welcome to the Hypnotize Me podcast. Before we jump in, please note that the podcast is not mental health treatment, nor should it replace mental health treatment. If you need psychotherapy or hypnotherapy, please seek treatment from a trained professional. I do hypnosis all over the world, so please feel free to contact me through my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. Hi, everyone. Dr. Liz here. I just aired an episode about goal setting. That's my annual goal setting episode that I air in January every year, even though actually I don't do New Year's resolutions most years. I actually set goals on my birthday. So I set however many goals that I'm turning that year, the age I'm turning. So 2020, I set 51 goals. And yeah, if it took me a while to get started, but I just started with 10. I was like, oh, there's no way I can do 51, but I can do 10. So I did 10 and then I kept going. I actually had more than 51 goals. But the point here is that I went to talk about the Rituals for Living Dreambook and the Dreambook Planners made and sold by Dragon Tree Apothecary, dragontreeapothecary.com. And I am an affiliate because I love this planner so much. I actually looked at like 10 or 15 new planners this year thinking maybe I'll change because I've used it for a couple of years, and our brains crave novelty in some ways. In a lot of ways, actually, our brains crave novelty. It releases a dopamine response in us. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll change planners this year. I looked at so many. I even ordered a couple from Amazon and returned them. And I just continued to come back to the Dreambook Planner. It's the one that really does work best for me. So they have one that's undated. They have one that's dated. The one I use the most is the Rituals for Living Dream Book without a planner. Like I don't need a weekly planner because I have my work calendar that's paper, and then I have a list that I make every single week that I like to keep where I can see it every day. It sits on the table and I don't have to open anything to see it. It's on a piece of paper there, and so I can see what's happening that day, what I need to get done. But what I use the Dreambook for is a daily gratitude list, and for habit tracking. It really helped me change my eating patterns. Not last year so much, but the year before, 2019. I changed my eating patterns significantly and lost 55 pounds over a year and a half or so. And I really don't think I could have done that without the Dreambook Planner, like checking in every single day with the way that I wanted to eat, with meditation. Last year, time outside was one of the habits that I tracked. So I made sure I got it done. And I would check it off every morning the next day, or sometimes that day if I'd already done it. So I really love that about this planner, that it helps me change habits and patterns pretty easily, actually. And then it also has all this room for evaluating in all kinds of different areas: emotional, relationships, service, community, all kinds of areas. It has a section for projects and then creating the tasks underneath for those projects. So that is where I actually plan most of my bigger projects and break them down and then put them on a timeline and then reevaluate those. So I don't use every page of the planner. I no longer set like 10-year goals. Honestly, I'll only set about 5 years out. When I was younger, I used to set longer term goals. Now I feel like things change so much that I'm willing to set like a year, 3 years, and 5 years. I don't really do the 10 or 20-year goals anymore. But it has room for that. In the goal episode that I just ran, 192, I talk about how evaluating the goals as we go is so important and adjusting them as you go. And the Dreambook helps me do that for sure. I actually love like color and coloring. And so I'd love to color in the little squares and the little symbols for the habits. And there's a mandala for every every week that I color in, and I love to flip through it and see how those colors change. I'm part of an online quilting guild. As part of that, there's all these videos about color and how to work with color. And it is not easy for me. Like, my daughter's the one who's the artist, and that I encouraged for ever since she was born to be an artist, really, to work with color and all of that. It comes so naturally to her, but not to me. But anyway, I was watching these videos and I was like, oh, coloring the mandala is a perfect place to work on what colors go well together. How do I look at a color wheel and use it to my advantage so that it looks pleasing to me? So I did that on the mandalas, and they got more and more pleasing the more and more I knew about color. Really, the point of the color is to use it well in quilts, and I am a quilter, so it has helped that. But it was a great place to practice that for me. If you go to Dragon Tree Apothecary, the link is in the show notes of this episode. And it's generally in the show notes of like all my episodes. I just sort of keep it there for whoever wants to check it out. But I know it's the beginning of the year and people are really looking for new planners and how to set goals and how to evaluate and how to change in their life. The planner is really about changing. It's really about becoming the person that you want to be. And that is very, very possible to become the person you want to be. We know from all kinds of research that people change significantly through their life. And so I'd encourage you to keep that in mind and know that there's so much change that the brain can do. There's neuroplasticity that we know about. There's all kinds of brain research that we know about these days. And your personality can change, how you interact in the world, how you are, whether you're kind or thoughtful or mindful, all of that can change. So this is just a tool to help you change. That's how I see a planner. It's a tool to help me change, to help me feel not just organized in a practical sense, but like organized in my mind, organized spiritually. Am I working for the goals that are important to me to create healing and transformation in the world, to create a sense of joy and happiness in people's lives, a sense of peace and calm? That's my mission. And so it helps me keep on track for my mission. So if you go to dragontreeapothecary.com through that link, I'll get some credit down there. But even if you don't use the link, if it pops up later and you go to it, they have such wonderful planners, dated, undated. They have a fantastic sticker pack. I love their sticker pack. They often sell out of it. So grab a sticker pack if they're not sold out. This year, what did I see that was new? This year I saw intention paper and page markers. They have some new stuff on there in 2021 that I didn't see last year. I'm clicking on it right now. Intention paper is, plant the seed of your heart's deepest desire into the universe with the magic of fire and bay leaves. So it includes like 9 sheets of paper with bay leaves in them, handmade, and then instructions for ceremonial use. So that looks cool. I probably order some of those myself and give some to my daughter. She's all about intention, the 19-year-old. Let me read some of their stickers to you. Some of them say, at peace, on fire, a peaceful world begins with a peaceful you, be brave, freedom, shine bright. And they just have like beautiful art behind them. Just some really nice like watercolor type of art. One that I have on my laptop is choose your hopes, not your fears. And love guides me. So they have some just great stickers. I love their sticker pack. They also have a great Facebook group to support your use of the planner. And some of the ideas about how I use my planner actually came from that Facebook group. I'm not on Facebook that much anymore because that was one of my things that I changed in 2020 to reduce stress and reduce reactivity in my life, is to just check Facebook like once or twice a week instead of all day long. Okay. So it helped, believe me, to get off of Facebook. It was the political season in the US and I just didn't need that kind of stress in my life. I really wanted to stick to my values. Getting off of Facebook helped me do that. I still check in from time to time though, and I still have my professional page going. But for me, that's made a huge difference in my life in terms of my own productivity too. I've noticed I've gotten a lot more reading done, and I read like crazy anyway, but it's gone up from there, which is fantastic for me. I love to read. I encourage you to go check out the Dragon Tree website, the Dragon Tree planners, and order one if you like it. It is well worth the cost. They are not a cheap planner, but it is well worth the money. I can tell you that, to help you feel better about yourself, to help you change, to help you reach the goals that you want to do this year and into the next. If you're getting the undated one, I use it for about a year and a month or two, I would say, because occasionally I skip a week of planning and I go right back to it. I'm like, why did I do that? That was useless. That didn't help me. I need to do my planning every week. So I go back to the planning. All right, everyone. I hope for you a wonderful year wherever you are in the year, whenever you're listening to this. Peace. I hope you truly enjoyed today's episode. Remember that you can get free hypnosis downloads over at my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. I work all over the world doing hypnosis. So if you're interested in working with me, please schedule a free consultation over at my website, and we'll see what your goals are and if I can be of service to you in helping you reach them. Finally, if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast or tell a friend. That way, more and more people learn about the power of hypnosis. All right, everyone, have a wonderful week. Peace.